Contrary to popular opinion, growing natural hair doesn't mean you have to do everything right. I personally don't think that is possible or realistic. But if after doing many things correctly, you're still stuck, these red flags should be the problem. I am not a sciencey person by any means. This is purely experience, having grown my hair from collarbone to about mid-back before in under a year, just because I was serious and I really wanted to. But even after that, I experienced a plateau again because I was unserious and just going through some things. So in essence, what I'm trying to say is that it's a decision thing. And so people may want to ask, oh, IG, are you saying you're giving us a routine that is not on seriousness proof? That is not going through some things proof? No, dear. This is rough days proof, because who doesn't go through some rough days? We don't want a single bad day to ruin our years of hard work. So these everyday flags are slowly and consistently eating up your progress, which is making it feel like even though you're doing a million things, you are still fighting a lost battle. You actually know them, but because they don't cause huge setbacks at once, you just overlook them, or you procrastinate, or you tag them as not important. They are the little chipped fingernails, the little hands in hair syndrome, the poor headband choice, the rubber rat tail comb that is blunt with bad finishing. That once they come in contact with your hair, they snag on your hair strands, widen your parts, thin out your edges, and make your length retention to never go beyond 2 centimeters monthly, which means you retain less than you lose. In this video though, we're going to identify some of those red flags, discuss how they operate, and we're going to change them to green flags, because we'll bring a solution that keeps your new growth safe from damage without breaking the bank or making your hair the center of your life. Before we jump in, let's clear up what fine hair actually is, because it is not soft textured hair. Soft hair is not fine hair, nor is fine hair soft hair. Soft hair means that your texture is smooth and gentle to the touch, which makes people say that you have a looser curl pattern even when you don't. This is also the case for people with sparse hair. People with lesser volume, fewer cuticles. From a distance, people are looking at that hair and saying, oh, it's not full. It must be so manageable. It must be all flowers and roses. Fine hair refers to the thickness or diameter of your hair strands. What that means is that fine hair can be soft, can be rough, can be silky, can be brittle, can be medium density, high density, low density, can be anything that thick hair is, except for the diameter of the hair strands. Soft hair, on the other hand, can be both fine, can be thick, depending on how it feels. In the same way, thick hair can be weak and prone to breakage. Thick hair is not automatically strong. This is to those of you who think that thick hair can never get damage, or massive hair fall. That's why we have this common misconception that fine-haired people are not fussy, that they cannot be fussy. It's just not possible because their hair is soft. But that is false, because not all fine hair is inherently soft without moisturizers. Here are 2 sneaky red flags that are damaging your fine natural hair. Take a look at this clip. This person is gentle with her hair, moisturizes every 2 to 3 days, doesn't use heat, takes her iron supplements. She even stopped going to salons. She started doing her own hair by herself. She stopped using combs. So the question is, why is her hair still like this? So now anyone would ask, what is going on here? Because she's doing almost everything. Actually, she's doing most things correctly. Some of you may even be thinking, okay, maybe she's deficient in something. But no, because she is still the same person in this second picture. So what did she actually stop doing that made the difference? This here is a possible reason. If you're trying to install a new style, when you're working with your hair after you've moisturized and done the normal stuff, right? You make the first part. Then you try to section it out and you use your rat tail comb to part it. Then you run again with the same comb trying to part your hair. You do this severally until you achieve that clean part, right? But the issue is, many of us are using our rat tail combs to separate our hair. We don't use our fingers. We are not using our fingers, which we should be doing. Many rounds of reparting your hair with just your rat tail comb multiplies the risk here. Or should I even say, you're basically ripping out your hair, technically. What you can do is to stop relying on only your rat tail combs for the parting process. I'm saying so because I even see naturals that say things like, oh, I only finger detangle, I don't use combs. You see those ones? They also make the same mistake. Many of us do. That's why you see that some people, they record massive length retention the moment they stop visiting salons. Why? That is because many hairdressers, many stylists do not know how to part hair correctly. Of course, yes, they will tag themselves natural hair salons, we do gentle hair care here and all of that stuff. But the issue is, the more you part like this, you are actually multiplying the risks. You need to use the fingers to separate the hair, girl. You just need to use those fingers. I don't know how else to say this. Otherwise, you are basically ripping out the ends of your hair every day you install a protective style.
Try not to rip through your hair just to make a part. If your hair isn't detangled, then make the parting and raise the rat tail comb up as far as it will go. The rat tail comb will separate your hair into 2 sides, and instead of trying to rip the 2 sides apart to make the parting, Just hold one side of your hair taut and gently pull and stretch the other side to gently melt away the knots. After doing that a couple times, you'll be able to separate the two sides and make the parting without causing breakage. Follow me for more natural hair tips.
Then to those of us who have stopped visiting salons and are doing our hair ourselves, we are always looking to try to achieve that sleek, clean part like Kelly Logan. And the issue now is that we don't invest in multiple view mirrors. Guys, you need to invest in multiple view mirrors to reduce how often you need to repart, because of course you're going to be seeing what you're doing behind, on top, sideways, and anywhere else. A little use of technology here and there, like screen mirroring with your phone, with your PC, with your tablet, whatever, goes a long way. Another key tip here is investing in a pointy rattle comb. It doesn't matter whether it's metal, whether it's rubber, as long as it's pointy enough, not too sharp enough to hurt you, it's going to get the job done, because the more pointy the comb is, the less often you have to repart, because a pointy comb obviously would go in and do the job once or twice or thrice at most. Also, investing in a stronghold gel reduces the need for you to repart so often, because here's what it is: you get to lay down that hair flat and run the comb just once or twice. But to get it like us who don't care so much for the clean parts, we don't have to stress so much about this. And I know that gel is drying, but a stronghold gel would lay that hair flat. And who says you cannot moisturize after installing your style? You are free to do that. Parting once or at most 3 times reduces the breakage along the cuticles and ends of your hair. So here's what that fix looks like. When you are parting, raise your rattle comb and use your hands to separate the ends of your hair. Don't leave that to your rattle comb. Make sure you're using a very pointy comb that will get the job done once. We are trying to reduce manipulation over here. If you know yourself, like you really know yourself, that you are not so skilled in the parting department, and you still want very clean parts, make use of a stronghold gel to lay that hair down flat, okay? But while doing that, you have to make sure you moisturize your hair after, because of course gels are drying. They will dry out your hair, and the build up, let's not even go there. And finally, try to use multiple view mirrors, or if you want to use a little bit of technology, you can make use of screen mirroring. Maybe you have 2 devices, a phone and a PC, a phone and a tablet, something like that. Make use of both to screen mirror and actually see what you're doing, because you know no one has a third eye behind them. In addition to being gentle and working on moisturized hair, which you probably already know, these extra tips can help. So this second red flag looks like this, and it is around the practice of recycling parts. And I know if I say don't recycle parts, a lot of people will eat me up in the comment section. So I'll not tell you to stop, but I'll say this instead. You see this? It's a red flag. So let's look at the scenario. Recycling parts is a practice of reusing or working with the same parts on an existing protective style, so that when next you're going to install a new style, you don't have to repart again. You part your hair to stay in for 1 month. So you make the first part, let's say it's mini twist, okay? You part the sections, install the twists, moisturize, and you're good. Maybe you're washing the style twice a month and you're good if you're someone that's going to keep the style in for maybe 1 month. Now you are going to retwist the following month using the same parts. Now here's where the problem comes in. Not many people know how to really go in there when washing their hair. Let's be real. You see a clip of the hair of maybe a natural or an influencer that's saying, oh, she kept the style in for 3 months, for 6 months, and she has been washing while in the style. But zoom in and you are still seeing some signs of build-up in the hair. And guys, this is what many of us forget. The soap and the shampoo, whatever that you use in washing your hair, can also amount to build-up if you left the style in for so long. At some point, you're going to have to actually take down that hair and wash your hair thoroughly from the roots to the end. If you don't wash each parted section thoroughly, you are actually encouraging build-up on that particular spot. So imagine recycling parts for the next 6 months and you are not washing thoroughly. That will be a recipe for disaster. Yes, recycling your parts is doable only if you're patient enough to wash your hair thoroughly. Wash all the build-up away. Here's an instance of what I'm talking about. That is because sustained build-up on a particular spot can weaken the hair strands in that area, leading to something that looks like this.
Can you see this? Is that broken hair or is it new growth?
I'll tell you a true story. So
There's a whole section here that is just short little broken hairs.
Yes, crown breakage. So I hope these red flags spoke to you in some way. And yes, we are not saints, we are not perfect in everything we do, but at least we can take into consideration some of these red flags and apply it in our own hair care. And I'm very sure that you're going to see a difference, a positive difference in your hair, of course, especially if you're on a length retention journey like me. So if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, please make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to this channel, and also share this video to someone. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.